So obviously right now we're all trying to do things to support our immune health, okay? So hopefully we are trying to stress less, sleep in a more optimal way, really looking at our sleep hygiene, obviously using this amazing sun and optimizing our vitamin D levels, because that is so critical for our overall health, not just for our immune system, for our hormones and so on and so forth. But one thing I just wanted to focus in on today was our metabolic health, okay? This is critical, and a lot of people right now are comfort eating, or they're not being able to get the food they want because it's, you know, it's a difficult time. So I just wanted to share with you an incredible shake that I make in the morning, and we were just talking about this in my Hormonal Mastery for Women class and today, because a lot of women were saying, oh, this is just the worst time for just managing my weight and managing my appetite control. I'm just snacking. I feel like in the evening I can eat chocolate and drink wine and just eat crisps because, you know, it's difficult and it's hard, and I feel that I'm allowed to, I've got an excuse now, but I'm putting on weight and I feel tired after eating and I just don't feel great. And I'm hearing this a lot from a lot of people. And, you know, metabolic wellness and having a good grasp of your blood sugar control is absolutely critical to immune health, okay? That's why, you know, people with diabetes type 2 are much more likely to have complications when they're infected with a virus, okay? So blood sugar control is everything. It's something that I'm incredibly interested in, you know, it's one of my favorite topics. As you know, I have a background in intermittent fasting, both academically, and I use it personally and clinically and have done for many, many years. So this kind of feeds into what I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to share with you this shake that I make in the morning, and you can make variations of this. There's tons of things going into this shake today, mainly because we're going through this time, so I'm putting in all sorts of ingredients to help support immune function and specifically metabolism. So let's just look at what goes into my shake in the morning. So the first thing is protein, okay? Because protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It really is. If you have enough protein in the morning, you're much more likely to be able to handle and have optimal levels of leptin, okay? And leptin is the hormone that comes out and tells you that you're full. Okay, leptin is the hormone that comes out and tells you that you're full. I've written a whole blog on leptin and ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone that comes out and tells you you're hungry, and how to get these two into a good balance. Okay, so you're not snacking all the time and, you know, feeling tired after eating. And it's actually on my blog on the Honor Your Biology website, which you can see in my bio. But anyway, let's look at the protein shake and what we can put into it. It's just delicious and satiating. So firstly, I recommend for women around 25 grams of protein in the morning. Now, I'm just going to show you Form Protein. There's no affiliates. I just really like the brand. I really like the protein powder. I'm also a big fan. You've probably seen me before doing videos on Raw Sport, which is a fantastic, delicious, very well formulated protein powder. The next thing I do is I always use herbal infusion as my base for smoothies. It's just a really great trick of getting added deep-seated nutrition and plant medicine into you. So at the moment I'm using nettles a lot. This is a nettle tea infusion, and look guys, it's free. You just go and pick some nettles, pour some hot water onto it, stick it in the fridge and have that as an amazing, you know, cold drink, make it into an iced tea and have it as a base for your smoothie, okay? So I put a nettle tea in there, probably 2 cups of nettle tea, 25 grams of a good plant-based protein, or whey, or grass-fed whey, if that works for you. And then I put hemp seeds in there, because hemp seeds are just a big tablespoon of hemp seeds. They're just the most incredible source of omega-3, 6, and 9, brilliant for the skin, brilliant for the hormones. It's an added protein as well, and a bit of fat, so that's also really satiating. Protein and fat in the morning together are very satiating, but obviously more protein than fat. So I put a tablespoon, and that's kind of my main fat that goes in there. And then, well, actually, I also put in a little bit of avocado to thicken it. So, and that's obviously packed full of vitamin E and potassium. At the moment, I'm putting in my electrolytes, my seltzer electrolytes from Seeking Health that I talked about earlier this week, because, you know, believe it or not, 98% of women, if not more, are potassium deficient, okay? Which is why a lot of us get thirsty all the time, okay? And as our hormones change into our 40s, we really need to make sure we've got a deep cellular hydration going on. And Seeking Health electrolytes are the best electrolytes I've ever come across. They have 500 milligrams of potassium. They've got other great mitochondrial cofactors in, like D-ribose and creatine. They're very energizing. So if you put just a teaspoon of electrolytes into your shake, you've got all your electrolytes. You've got your potassium, you've got your magnesium, you've got your sodium. And then these other goodies, which are really, really good for energy support. And this is another way to get good blood sugar control. Because if you've got enough potassium and magnesium, you are going to have more control over, you're going to be more insulin sensitive. So that when you eat, you're going to get the glucose into the cell. Okay, so you need a good mineral, you need to be saturated in the right minerals as well when you want to really get good control over your blood sugar. So this is just a great way to stay hydrated and to get more blood sugar control. Okay, electrolytes. You don't have to put electrolytes in. This is just what I'm doing at the moment. The main thing I'm trying to get across to you is to get protein and fats into you in the morning. But so I put blueberries in there. I put wild blueberries because they're full of polyphenols and they're delicious and they make your shake go this color. Okay, so this is just beautiful. This is what it looks like when it's finished, and I mean it's so satiating and it's so yummy. I mean you feel like you're having a delicious milkshake. Now on the top of that is obviously the cacao nibs. I mean, as all of you that know me know that I'm a huge cacao fan. One of the most interesting foods on the planet. Has so many minerals and trace minerals in there. It's crazy. So a handful of cacao nibs, tons of magnesium, tryptophan, really good for blood sugar control as well, because cacao has so many of those deep-seated minerals that help with blood sugar control, like magnesium. Also has a good amount of manganese in there, has chromium. Chromium is critical for blood sugar control. Then I throw in, I'm talking about blood sugar control, I always, in all my shakes, okay, I always put in some cinnamon. Now I put in a teaspoon, you can see there's a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon here. Cinnamon is one of the most known and studied herbs for blood sugar control, so cinnamon is great. You can add cinnamon to lots of things. If you're somebody who is pre-diabetic especially, use cinnamon, okay, 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, just put it with your food, fantastic. And then at the moment, I'm putting in my liposomal vitamin C into my shake. So I'm just getting another 1 to 2 grams in my shake. I'm taking probably 3 to 4 grams a day at the moment. That's me. I'm not saying everyone has to, but it's a good, it's a good way just to get your vitamin C into you. Just put it in your shake. Also, liposomal vitamin C isn't the most delicious thing in the world. So you can sort of hide it in a delicious fruit shake. Then I use maca. Maca is just fantastic for our hormones. It's full of B vitamins, okay? And it's really malty and delicious. And then I like to put in MCT powder, okay? Or MCT oil, because MCT are the medium chain triglycerides and they help to create ketones. And this is also a fantastic fat to keep you fuller for longer, okay? So that's what I put in my shake. Sometimes I put in almond butter as well. You just need to make sure that it tastes delicious so that you're going to make one of these every day, and that it's got at least 20 to 25 grams of protein, okay? And then maybe around 10 grams of fat and some fiber. So you get fiber from the blueberries, you're getting fiber from the cacao nibs, there's fiber in the hemp seeds. You can always throw in a handful of raw greens if you like, or you could have increase your fiber intake and put in maybe a big teaspoon of ground flax or chia. I don't have any at the moment, but often I put those in and that works great. And it also makes the shake a little bit thicker, like a milkshake. So I hope that's helpful, but I highly recommend you start the day. If you don't have protein powder and it's not your thing, then use eggs. Use something like use hemp seeds on whatever you're eating, even if you love fruit in the morning. Put loads of hemp seeds on it, but really try and get enough protein and fats in the morning, especially at the moment if you're struggling with snacking or not binge eating, but comfort eating. This works really, really beautifully. So if you've got any questions, leave them for me below.